I knew that there was a lot of problems in the mental health system. We all know this, but what is the reason for it? Like, what is the underlying problem? There are still many aspects of mental health science and startup operations and business practices that they're improving things. Stigma is improving, but too slowly, in my opinion, especially around serious mental illness. And there's also a lot of distrust and discrimination in the mental health system concurrently. 2/3 of people living with mental illness have avoided seeking care, in large part due to the distrust and discrimination that they feel. Distrust that the mental health system either can help them or even wants to help them and has their best interests in mind due to historical discrimination and dehumanization. Or they also fear discrimination by their employer, their family, their friends, their coworkers. And they're right in many cases. What is the source of the distrust and discrimination? What can we do about it? My thesis is that too many leaders in our society don't understand the perspective of people with serious mental illness, either because they don't live with them themselves, invariably that's true based on systemic barriers we've talked about, or because they don't want to acknowledge that it's true. What we need to do is foster partnerships with people with lived experience and leaders in society so that they can get each other deeply. So it's not an us and them, it's just all us. When we're working together in unison like that, we really can start to break down the stigma, the discrimination that exists, because they value each other as human beings, not as people who need to be cared for or sick. At the same time, we can help the leaders target their interventions at the real needs of the communities they aim to serve through understanding what people's lived experience go through and what our needs and interests are. That's why I formed the Lived Experience Council as the first part of the Lived Experience Initiative. What the council does is we assist leaders who are part of programs like the One Mind Accelerator. These are entrepreneurs who are founding startups to help people with mental illness, help leaders in science like our Rising Star awardees, and help leaders in business like our One Mind Work members to grow their programs in productive ways for people with mental illness in a way that really gets what they're about. And it's been very successful already. People are listening. I think the authenticity as well as the professionalism, so that speaking on the same wavelength to those leaders, we can do that. Those two factors together are bringing a lot of credibility in the eyes of those we work with as part of this program. So far, we've advised about 19 entrepreneurs through the One Mind Accelerator program, and all of them have put into practice our advice. About 100 business leaders at the One Mind Work Global Forum this year, speaking to them, and about 50 scientists at the scientific meeting before the One Mind Music Festival.
You were talking about the professionalism, right? The fact that people are brought in for their collective expertise of lived experience and whatever it is they do professionally and all their skills. Take me for an example. I'm a neuroscientist or researcher studying SMI. I live with SMI. And the fact that in the One Mind ecosystem and in all the ways, just in the last few months, the fact that my unique voice and perspective at the intersection of SMI and research has been implemented, and I've been respected as a researcher and not just siloed into, okay, that's the lived experience person. I've been able to contribute so openly to the Rising Star awardees process and providing feedback on how to expand the scope of research and just so many different things, and take that, multiply it exponentially by all the people on the council, all the people now on the network. It's so incredibly powerful and empowering as a human who's looked down upon so often for being open about my mental illness. You are our champion and the person who has brought that to the table and advocated for making that happen.